What's going on, everyone? Hope you're doing well. I got a really awesome video lined up for you guys today. So there's a signal that is currently in the process of confirming, and it could confirm here in the next few hours, that historically has led to some pretty big moves. So this is very relevant to what's going on in Bitcoin right now, live in the charts as we speak. But I'm going to dial it back a little bit and take you back to a time last year in 2020 where there were a few instances of this happening. And I'm going to show you kind of what happened when those signals played out. So first of all, the reason why I'm doing this video, I was actually going through my Discord, and I remember that I went through this segment or this section of the charts for a couple of our Discord members who are really interested in learning Ichimoku. So I actually broke down this same section of chart that we're going to look at for them, because there was a lot going on, and this is kind of what I want to go over with today. So if you go back here in this chart, okay, this is back in July, October of 2020. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with Ichimoku, I'm going to spend just a minute just to go over kind of like the very basic, give you a real basic crash course of what you're looking at. That way you can kind of follow along a bit better. And before I start that, this is a new channel. I would really appreciate it if you smash the like button, click subscribe, tick the little bell to be notified of all my future videos. We're gonna be doing a lot of live streams, a lot of live charting. So there's gonna be a lot of really cool content coming soon. Also a lot more educational videos like this in case you happen to really enjoy this one. So I would appreciate that very much. But back to this. So if you're not sure where to get this Ichimoku indicator, that way if you want to play around with it yourself, all you do in TradingView is you go up here to your indicators and you simply type in Ichimoku, and there it is. So there's a built-in Ichimoku Cloud indicator right here that you can play around with. This particular Ichimoku indicator is something that I actually had built myself, because there's a few different things that it does that the built-in TradingView indicator doesn't do, but it's not really that important to talk about right now. But if you're looking at Ichimoku, so if you're looking at this chart right here, I'm just going to go over real quickly the basics to look at. So what you have, so this blue line right here is called your Tenkan-sen, or Tenkan for short. And it's also, if you look in your settings, it's also called a conversion line. You have your yellow line, and these are very important, by the way. So your yellow line here is called your Kijun-sen, or Kijun for short. And this is your baseline. And then you have your cloud. So this is the Ichimoku Cloud right here. So you have the green line, the red line, and this really signifies like important support and resistance for price. And then you have your purple line here, which, I mean, some people use it, some people don't, but I happen to find that it's really important in some of the setups that I take. But that's called your Chiku span. So that's kind of the basic lines that you have. Their support, resistance, they all kind of interplay with each other into this system. And you know, sometime soon I'm actually going to do kind of an introductory course to Ichimoku. That way I can really break down for you how these parts work together, and why, you know, like basic different types of trades that you can take and whatnot. But for now, I just wanted to give you like a super quick crash course of what these lines look like, and what their names are. That way you know which ones I'm referencing throughout the video. So anyway, jump into it. Again, I did this for members in my Discord because there was kind of a lot of really important things that were going on. So again, the price action that I'm talking about is going to be from about here to about here. So this 109 days or so of price action, there was a lot of really interesting things that are going on that, again, are incredibly relevant to price action this very minute. So if I jump in to this chart, and I'm going to kind of cheat because I already spelled everything out really nicely, that way I don't forget anything, but that way you can also follow along as I'm going through this. So basically we had price. So again, on my indicator, this gave me a long signal all the way down here at about 6,900. And you can see worked out pretty well. We got a really nice move to the upside. We got some consolidation. You know, basically price started to, I mean, this is a very big range, but price started to go sideways for quite a while. And you can see here on the top of the cloud. So again, this whole structure here is your Kumo or your cloud. And you can see that the cloud right here provided really, really nice support for price. So you can see price, like these candles did not close inside of the cloud at all. So anytime that price came down into the cloud, you got a nice reaction, and it really held price nicely here before you got, so this is a bullish TK cross, okay? So right here on this candle, you got your bullish TK cross, which is your Tenkin crossing your Kijun, and this led you to a 25, I think this was almost a 26% move to the upside here. So this is kind of what I'm going to be talking about today. So here's example one of when you get a bullish Tenkin crossing over the Kijun that led you to a really nice move to the upside. Okay. After that happened, you had your Tenkin and your Kijun. So your blue line here and your yellow line here, you see how far apart they are from each other. So here they're nice and close. And here they separate quite a bit. So there's a loss of momentum, essentially. When your yellow line or your Kijun starts to flatten out, that's a sign that there's a loss of bullish momentum and price could potentially come to the downside, which is exactly what we saw here. So there was a huge, you know, you could see Tenkin from Kijun was almost, I mean, it was over 9% difference in price. So there's a big divergence there telling you that there's a possible move to the downside. And this I wouldn't say this is like a perfect example of one, but this is also known as a C-clamp. Okay, and the reason why it's known as a C-clamp, that you can kind of draw, it's like a C kind of rounded formation. But I wouldn't say this is like a amazing example of that, but again, it's just an indication that's telling you that there's going to be a potential mean reversion. And when that happens, a mean reversion means that you're going to likely come down and test your Kijun, which here we actually blew through it and ended up in our cloud again. So now that price closed inside of cloud, okay, and you can see that the Kumo, so the Kumo means cloud, so this green and red structure that you're seeing here was really respected, because you can see when it closed inside of it, okay, price the next day actually came up and it back tested the edge of the cloud. So now this cloud is resistance, and then it pushed off, and you can see that price, as this Kumo or this cloud, you can see how it angled up here, and price perfectly respected the cloud the entire way up. So you can see all these little wicks here. Price really respected the cloud here before giving you a really good short entry here, because your Tenkin bearishly crossed your yellow Kijun. So that is a bearish signal, which you can see for my particular indicator gave me a short signal right here around $10,900, which I actually took this short. But over the course of the next 4 days or so, you can see we moved from about $10,900 right when I got the short entry all the way down to the other side of the cloud. Around, you know, it was about 10,200, something like that, if I remember. Got a bounce, and you can see that we're just spent the next, you know, few days, several days really, kind of consolidating within the cloud before we got to move out of it. So this Kumo, the cloud, is something that's really important to kind of monitor as price is near it, because over here you can see that, you know, it was really strong support, that it held price up really nicely before you had another impulsive move to the upside. And you can see here that once you lost the cloud, it became really strong resistance. So every time price came up to this green cloud, like the edge of it, a lot of resistance built up, which then rejected price back down. This has got you your short entry here. Once you had your bearish Tenkin Kijun cross to the bottom of the cloud, And then here we exit. So this is where it changes the game a little bit. So here is where I wrote this for my Discord, and I talked about this at length in Discord, which, by the way, if you're interested in joining Discord, there's going to be a link in the description below. Feel free, come check it out. We got a really awesome group of people in there. We're in there every single day. We talk about Bitcoin price, altcoin price, you know, all different sorts of altcoins, but you're more than welcome to come in there and hang out with us. But here I told my group, the price is above the cloud. The cloud is bullish. So you can see here, the cloud flipped bullish all the way back here. So once you had this crossover, and now the green is above the red. By the way, I'm like trying to keep these in really simple terms as possible. But the green flipped the red. So now you have a bullish cloud. So price is above cloud here. The cloud is bullish. And you have Ichimoku span, which is the purple line, and it's above the price right here. So you can see that this purple line is sitting above where your price candles are down here. Now, all we're waiting for is the bullish TK cross to confirm that we have a bullish trend reversal on this time frame. So this blue line, which is your Tenkin, this is the line that I was waiting to cross this yellow line, or your Kijun. So once you get that, you're full on bullish again, looking for upside continuation. So you can see here, this is in October, around mid-October, maybe October 14th, something like that. So if we go back to the live chart, you can see right here, actually, this is where you got your bullish TK cross that I was talking about just a minute ago, right here. And you can see, so again, back here, you got your bullish TK cross right here. You got a 25% move to the upside. Here's another exact same setup right here. And this is what happened after that. So you can see, you can barely even see it now, but your bullish TK cross happened right around here. And you got your move about here all the way up to all-time highs. You would have been in this long the entire time, all the way up to the highs. So there's a 265% move, but in dollar terms, $30,581 move up. So that's why the signal is really important. Okay. Now you fast forward to today's chart and why this is relevant. So this is the daily time frame. If you go down to a 12-hour, which I really like for Ichimoku, I use this quite extensively. You can see right here, literally today, what do we have? So we have your blue Tenkin crossing your yellow Kijun right here. So this is a bullish TK cross. Cloud is bullish. Your Ichimoku span is above price. So this tells me on the 12-hour time frame that Bitcoin is about to confirm a bullish trend signal. Okay. So we have, this doesn't confirm until the candle closes. So the candle closes in 5 hours and 9 minutes from when I'm actually shooting this video right now. So what that tells me is that if I'm looking at Bitcoin price and I'm thinking ahead, like, what do I think price is going to do? When I see this setup happen, I am more inclined to think that price is going to go up versus go down. Because historically, this signal has played out and given some very nice trades. Now, I want to also say, not to try to confuse everybody, but this also happens in reverse. So if you took everything I said, and let's say price was below cloud, and you got a bearish TK cross and your Chiku span was below price, that's a really good short signal, okay? But I don't want to confuse anybody, but I also wanted to say it does work in reverse too, like if we're looking for bearish signals. But here, we're just waiting another 5 hours or so, and once this confirms, my bias for me personally, and this isn't financial advice or anything, but it will shift to the upside. Like I will be more prone to want to take long trades, because in the back of my mind, I know that, hey, on the 12-hour chart, which is a relatively higher time frame chart, that according to Ichimoku right now, this is bullish. So can price come down? Sure, absolutely, 100% it can. But I will, as long as this remains in a bullish posture, I'm more prone to want to take a long trade versus a short trade. So I just wanted to highlight that for you. I know it's probably a lot of information, especially if you've never seen Ichimoku Cloud before. And in the very near future, I am going to do a deep dive introduction into Ichimoku if you've never seen it before. Just for those of you who want to learn more about the indicator and how it works, but are really confused right now, that's totally okay. But the gist of it that I wanted to get out was that we have a very interesting signal right here that's playing out right in front of our eyes. And historically, when this signal has happened, there's been some really nice movements after it's taken place. So anyway, if you liked this video, if you learned something, leave me a comment down there. Let me know what you thought about it, what you think I could do better. I'm totally open to that. I would really appreciate it. Again, this is a new channel. If you could click subscribe, and there's going to be links to my social media below. And again, Discord. If you have questions for me, I'm in Discord probably 12 hours a day. So if you have questions about this video or you want to learn more about it, pop in, say hello, and I am more than happy to go over this with you one-on-one if you're interested. So have a good night. Y'all take care now, and I'll see you on the next video.